Hello, everyone. This hour on Verbling, the next in my Getting Results in Business series. We're continuing on in our unit, working with employees. So far, we've talked about different kinds of employees, how to retain them, how to motivate them, um, and different kinds of incentives you may have to do that. So we'll be completing that today by working on discussing um, how to avoid staff turnover in a business context. So what we can do to motivate different kinds of employees and give them reasons to stay, why they might leave. We'll work on vocabulary in a reading activity in just a minute. First, a little bit about me. I'm John Eric, your Verbling teacher for this hour. I'm an American teacher from New York, hanging out in Lisbon, Portugal to bring you this class. By the way, here are 3 quick rules to help you participate. Don't forget to turn off, tune in, and open up. That means when you're not speaking, please turn off your microphone so that we can keep the classroom quiet. When you are speaking, tune in to the new words and expressions that you're learning. Use them as actively as you can so that I can give you feedback and correct you. Finally, open up to your classmates. Relax and have fun. We're all here to learn, and this is a safe and respectful place to practice your English. So let's get our presentation on the screen. There we go. In the starting point, we talked about the first picture that you saw. We started to talk about different kinds of situations with employees, and we generated some vocabulary. We talked about why people change careers and what would encourage you to stay in a particular job. That led to some more vocabulary. I'll share that with you in a minute. And then in the last class, we began talking about ways of keeping staff. We listened to 3 people talk about career changes they had made, and we took some of the key phrases and we tried to distinguish basically opposites or words that were very similar. For example, taking early retirement is different than being made redundant, because in early retirement, you decide to leave. Being made redundant, it's the company that decides you have to leave. So retirement and redundant are 2 different things. So we went through this list based on what we listened to, and we tried to define each of these situations. We're going to try to add some more vocabulary today. So what we're going to do is read this, and we're going to go with a set of keywords. In the last section, all of these were basically adjectives. Most of them were adjectives: being unemployed, being laid off, being made redundant. Okay, so we're going to read about Ian Dickerson, a European HR director, and in doing so, we're going to pick up a set of keywords which will help us, and then we're going to try to put this together in a little meeting at the end of our own. So let's give it a try. Shadow, can you see the text, or is it too small?
I can see it, but I'm gonna try.
Okay, I can try to make it just a
Yeah,
little bit
now it's
bigger.
perfect.
All right,
Perfect now.
so why don't you take the first column? Let's read about Ian Dickerson. Take the first column for us, and we'll see if we can give 3 people a chance to read. You go first.
Okay. What's your view on dealing with staff turnover? I think you can tell quite a lot about company by staff turnover. If it's very high, it's probably a sign that the company's approach to staff development and retention isn't working well, and people
Wait.
believe.
Wait. Retention. Retention.
Okay, retention.
That's it. Good.
Okay, isn't working well, and people believe they have to move. I lost the.
Have to
They have
move
to
to.
to move to get to get on as the leading retailer with ambitious growth plans. We give a lot of attention to this area. We invest heavily in internal development programs because we strongly believe we have talent and potential within our own workforce. If we can tap into this, it
Okay.
becomes our most effective way
Sorry, go ahead.
of resourcing for.
All right. So obviously the words in bold are the ones you've got to pay attention to. Those are the ones we're going to be using. Staff turnover, staff development, to get on, invest in, resourcing for the future. These are great business keywords. We'll talk about what they mean in just a minute.
Mhm.
What happened to Andre? I was just about to call Andre and he disappeared. Daniel, why don't you take the next part? What opportunities?
Okay. What opportunities do you provide for staff? Wherever possible, when we have a key vacancy, we fill it by
Vacancy.
key vacancy. We fill it by redeploying staff or promoting them. This is the case at all levels, from the departmental managers in our stores to director positions. We believe in promoting people on their ability, and with so many opportunities for advancement, there's a lot of job mobility.
All right, very good. Job mobility. Ali, are you there? Because I'd like to give you a chance to read as well. Ali, are you there? Can anyone hear Ali? No? Hello?
No.
Uh-oh.
Don't be shy, Ali.
All right. Well, back to you, Shadow, for the last column, if Ali is not going to read.
Sure. Are there any other ways you try to retain staff? Critical. I don't know what this. Critical. What's the word, teacher? What?
A critical factor. Critical.
Factor. I don't know the word before.
Critical. Oh, we're having connection problems, I think.
Okay.
Hang on a second, Shadow. Hang on just a second, because I think we can't hear you.
Your voice is breaking up, Ali.
Yeah. Yeah, she's breaking up. Now she's back.
Sorry, teacher. Sorry. You can choose someone else. Sorry, I'm having problem with my connection.
All right. So, Igor, we are reading a little bit of background about Ian Dickerson, an HR director. Why don't you read the last part here, and we'll review the whole thing. But why don't you do a little bit of reading? Take column 3 for us.
Okay.
Ken?
Are there any other ways? Try to retain staff. A critical factor is how we communicate the many ways staff can develop with us. We celebrate success locally and corporately, as internal people are appointed to key positions or successfully complete development programs. This helps develop a culture of opportunities that stops staff from going elsewhere. It's very expensive to keep employing new people. That's a real cost. Whereas we see our internal development programs and appointments as an investment.
So, let's start with you, Igor. What do you think is his point in column 3? What's the point he's trying to make in a concise statement? What's the gist of column 3? If you had to sum it up.
I think he tries to point out that employees, they really need to think that they work for a purpose, so that they stay at the job and don't go elsewhere. Like, they need to feel that they are making a difference in this company.
Okay, good. And because also it's too expensive to hire new ones. I mean, you might as well work with what you have. If you hired them, they must have been good enough, right? So
Yeah.
rather than just keep replacing them, try to... This is a really interesting point, because in the world of freelance teaching, you wouldn't believe how volatile a job can be. It's amazing. And I never understood why real schools have have teacher development. I mean, like the big ones that pay well, they have staff development, and it's really important. But a lot of, I think, less experienced schools tend to just hire and fire really quickly. So I think it's a mistake, and I think that's what he's trying to say. It's much better. You're right. People got to feel that they're a part of it, but also it's so much time and effort to keep rehiring new people. You might as well try to develop what you have. So I think that is one of his key points.
Yeah, work with your staff. Make them feel like they're really belonging here, and develop their skills accordingly.
Okay, very good, very good. By the way, just let me hear the V in develop. Develop.
Develop.
Because I'm hearing develop with a W instead of a V. Develop.
That's my common problem. Develop.
Okay, work on it. Say words like violet and very and
I think I can say words like viper, violet. I think it's pretty good. It's like when this V sound is in the middle of a word, then that really becomes a bane of my existence.
Oh my goodness. Well, here's a trick. The V sound, to make it sound like English, your bottom lip very, very, very lightly touches your teeth. Very lightly.
No.
If you do it too
It's like-
much,
It's like, some kind of a buzz on my lip, like ooh.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
But it's very, very light, just like a little tap. Because if you do too much, it sounds like very, right? And if you do too little, it sounds like a W, which means you're not making contact. Anyway, it's not a pronunciation class, but just keep it in mind. Very develop. Okay, any other key points do you think we ought to keep in mind from what we've read in this little background, this little interview with Ian Dickerson? Any other key points? Anyone? Daniel, anything you want to add?
Sorry?
Daniel, Shadow, anything you want to add from what you read? Any other key points you think we ought to make besides hold on to your staff?
To be a good salary, I think it's very important.
That's what Ian
And
Dickerson is
a
saying?
good relationship. Sorry?
In the part that you read, what was Ian Dickerson saying? What was his
Yes.
main point?
The question, I don't know the question.
Which
I
part
don't
did you
understand the question.
Which part did you read? Or was
The
it someone
second
else
one.
reading? The second part. Okay. What was the key point in the second part? The key idea.
It's one way to retain the staff.
Exactly.
Giving it's a way, but it isn't the only or the best way. I think there's other ways to retain staff.
Okay, but he's making the point that you should try to work from within if you can. isn't he? Like redeploying or promoting. In other words, why go outside the company if you don't have to? So it is a way to retain. If you're talking about question 2, right? Not question 3.
Mhm.
Okay, hopefully this is clear. All right, look, let's do this. We've
I
got
think
some.
point is when there is a key, he
Go ahead.
tried not to he tried he trying to he is trying not to employ new workers, but retraining their own staff and promoting them to a new job, new position.
Yeah.
Yes.
Be careful with the word workers. These aren't workers, right? Because workers are kind of for us factory workers or laborers, right? So these are employees, staff.
Employee.
Yeah, employees, staff, team, whatever you want to say. But workers for us doesn't quite fit. It sounds like it's manual work.
Okay.
All right. So from this interview, what is Ian's main message overall? What's his main message, in your opinion, of course?
It's cheaper to retain staff than to hire new employees.
Okay, cheaper to retain staff than hire new employees. Okay.
Main message is how to make best use of possibility of company's staffs.
Potential, maybe.
Potential of company's staff.
Okay,
by retraining, by the employing, and by retaining.
All right. I agree with both of you. So look, high turnover is expensive. That's one point. You don't want high turnover. And the second point, what Yuki is saying is your workforce, there's another synonym for you. Your workforce is the best resource of all. He's an HR manager, so that's what he should think, right? Your workforce is your best resource, so try to use them. If there's a position open, give someone a promotion. They'll be happy, and you have someone who has the experience. So that's his point. We may not agree with him, but that's kind of the nature of his job. He's got to look at the staff we have. Okay, what steps has the company taken to keep staff? What do they do to keep staff based on what you heard?
By promoting them, by re-employing,
right?
And make use of their potential.
Making use of the potential. Okay.
Train them and make use of their maximum potential.
Okay. Training. Did he say anything else as well?
Okay. I said make use of their maximum potential.
Okay. How about this one? You can say make use. It's okay. Make.
No.
Yes. Make. But I want to say it just slightly differently. Use them to the best of their ability or abilities. Another way to say it. And basically, here's the key idea. I want to just add one little point here, which is, whoops. Give me just a second. Key idea we might want to say is internal development, not external hiring. Internal development. That's maybe a good key phrase for this part. Finally, would you like to see these ideas implemented in a place that you work? Do you think he's on the right track? Igor, what do you think? Do you think that internal development is the ideal way, as he suggests?
I don't know. I wasn't really, I haven't read the whole story, but I think the internal development is a major key to his words.
Well, think about your experience. Do you get
Well,
any on-the-job training? Do you learn how to code in a different way? I mean, should the company
In my
invest in you?
experience, it's always better to improve skills of your current employees. Like, you already know them, they already have experience, and by making them better, you're making your company better. But hiring a completely new person, it's like, of course, if they're highly qualified, and you know this by their resume or something like that, then it's an easy call to hire them. But it's usually not a good idea to try to hire other people there.
It's usually not a good idea. Is that right?
Yeah, it's like in my line of work, there are not a lot of good professionals. Like good professionals are highly valued, and it's like losing your own arm. If you just lose a great employee and someone who is skilled at their job, it's like losing your own arm for a company, of course.
So internal development is good because you have what?
You have reliable people.
Okay, reliable people.
Yeah.
Let's hope that they are reliable.
No, if someone is not reliable and someone just proves that every time he's at work, then they will easily get fired. That's no problem. But if someone is reliable, maybe they're not as skilled, but they're reliable, then it's a working material. We want to make them more skillful. You don't want to fire them.
Okay, so they're already reliable. So your job then is to, as you said, make them more skillful. Okay, I agree with that. And what about maybe competence too? And so look at this. I can't spell. Competence. What am I doing wrong? I know, but the problem is speaking and writing. There we go. There's a competence level. They already know not the job. They know the company. Yeah, there's a relationship there. And let me ask you, Daniel and Yuki, and whoever else is floating around out there, do you think there's a time when external hiring is better than internal development?
I think there is pros and cons. One of the advantages of hiring new staff is that company can gain new power. Can gain complete people who has a completely another idea, completely new idea, new. Company can gain new skill.
How about we'll say a skill set? So people who have a new skill set or a different one than what's there.
Staff who have another way of thinking. It activate the company. It might activate the company and possibly it make current staff give current staff new power.
Power doesn't work. It doesn't make sense. Power. How about this? Fresh ideas. Fresh ideas.
Fresh idea. Okay.
Right?
That's good.
Fresh ideas. And we might, here's a few other idiomatic expressions. We might stir things up with new people, stir things up. That means that everyone gets very complacent if it's the same old thing every day, often, right? To end complacency, in other words, we get very used to how we do things. So stirring things up means to make a deliberate change so that people think differently, act differently. I don't want to say power. I think what you're trying to say, Yuki, is energy.
Shortly refresh the company.
Yeah, refresh. But instead of power, maybe you meant to say energy, like a new energy to the company.
Energy, yes, yes.
Yeah, that's a good word.
Right. New workers would become a new source of energy.
Right. Okay, yeah, that works. Power is not so clear. Energy works. Bring new energy. Or we can say invigorate. Can't say it like that because that's not how. Invigorate, sorry. So, invigorate, to bring a new energy. Oh, so these are very good ideas. Very good, actually.
Sorry, what does it mean?
I can't hear you, Andre. I can't hear you very well.
What does it mean, invigorate?
What does invigorate mean? Repeat. What does invigorate mean?
What does invigorate means? Could you tell, please?
It's the same.
Invigorate, it's the same as stimulate. It means makes the company more stronger, have more energy.
Okay, thank you.
That's it. Exactly that. Invigorate, stimulate, add energy. Okay, so this is an HR director, and it's helped us think about not only what human resources does, but what a company should do, whether to develop the staff or, as you said, stir things up and get new energy. What about those key words? Well, I've got some definitions for you. Keep rather than lose is retain, right? Even so, you might have to flip back to page 9 to see these, okay? But as best you can remember, number 2, an essential job that a company is looking for someone to do. What do you think, Daniel? An essential job. Look at those words in bold on page 9 if you can.
An essential job.
An essential job. Look at page 9 again. Look at those words in bold and tell me which one fits that definition. Oh, wait, you know what? I'm sorry. I have the words at the top of the page. You don't have to go back. They're at the top of the page.
No. It's the top, okay. Ability.
An essential job? An essential job is more than an ability. Much more.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the structure of a company. And also, there's another key. Yeah, it's got to be key vacancy, right? Vacancy.
Vacancy.
Right, not va, but vacancy. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Andre, number 3, to spend money on something you think is useful. If your department believes in you, what will they do for you? What do you think?
Invest in.
Invest in is correct. They'll invest in you. That's it. Very good. And Igor, providing something that's needed. Providing something that's needed. This one's a little tricky.
Resourcing.
Resourcing. Guess it wasn't that tricky. Either you're too smart or the question was too easy. Absolutely. Resourcing. Why is it telling me that it's spelled wrong? It's not spelled wrong.
So you need an S, not C, after R.
No. I definitely need a C.
Maybe
So why is it?
American, no. Maybe Americans don't have U in the middle, I don't know.
No, it's I spelled it right. And maybe it's just not recognized in the computer. Okay, anyway, it's correct the way it is. All right. Shadow, what do you think? Choose someone for a job. Which of those keywords best fits?
Redeploy?
Redeploy is not correct. Redeploy, not correct. Another way to say choose. Redeploy would be choose again because of the re. This is not choose again, it's choose maybe for the first time.
I don't know.
Is that a pass?
Yeah, that.
Pass to Yuki.
Me? Choose someone for a job recruiting. No. Get on? No.
No. This one is maybe a little difficult. I'll tell you what. A point. It's got to be a point. It's the only thing that fits. Is that clear, Shadow? Why it's a point?
I don't know. This word is the first time I heard this word. I
appoint you, Shadow, as a queen of this class. To a queen.
We appoint someone to a position. We appoint someone. Right. I don't know if you can appoint a queen. I think queens are just born, but we could try. For example, you can appoint a pope if you're a cardinal. If you go to the Vatican and the white smoke comes out instead of the black smoke, they have a decision, and the point has been a pope. So it means to choose, but in an official way. This is the opposite of being elected, right? Judges are appointed, presidents are elected. Is that clear, Shadow?
Yes. Thank you, teacher.
All right. Thank you, Yuki. He just appointed you queen.
Thank you, Yuki.
Where are we? We're back to Andre for number 6.
Be able to move easily from one job to another. Ability. Job mobility.
Mobility.
Job mobility.
Right. Job mobility is correct. Mobility. Okay, very good. And Daniel, back to you.
Move someone to a more senior job. Promote.
Sorry. Yeah, you're right. Yep, you're right. Good.
Okay.
We're back to you, Igor.
Move someone to a different job. Redeploy.
It's the only thing that fits, and it's correct. In this context, redeploy. Whoops, redeploy. There we go. So it means that you're giving them like a second job or a second position. That's where the re comes from.
Yeah, it just somehow sounds like a military term to me. I don't know why, though.
We say that as well. We're going to deploy troops to Afghanistan. Deploy troops.
Yeah.
But here, it just means getting a new position. You've been redeployed or reassigned. You can say that as well.
Yeah, I understand.
Reassigned.
This is the new aspect of this word I wasn't familiar with before this class, so I learned something new. Thanks.
Oh my God, I can't believe it.
Well, I always learn something new.
No, I'm not questioning your ability. I'm questioning my teaching.
That's excellent. No
You've
problem.
made my day. Igor, you've made my day. I feel useful. I'm not going to redeploy myself to become a bartender. I'll stay a teacher, at least for this week. Shadow, we're back to you, number 9. What do you think? Shadow? Ah, there you are.
Yeah, it's redeploy. No, sorry. I know the rate at which people leave the company and yeah, staff turnover. All right. Teacher. Oh, okay.
Are you there, John?
Sorry,
Yeah,
my
I
microphone.
am.
My
Okay.
microphone was off. Sorry. I was just saying, you're right, Shadow. And when you're right, you're right. So, staff turnover. Turnover means to leave and be replaced. Turnover. Yuki, number 10.
The way in which companies help workers get better at their jobs, it's promote. スタッフディベロップメント。
It's got to be staff development in this context. Development. Because promotion is good for you, may not be good for the company.
Every
But
time my
development-
second attempt is right. First
That's
attempt. I'm sorry.
So the trick is say the first attempt in your head and say the second attempt out loud.
Yes,
and you'll always
it's
be
my
right.
It's my tactics. I'm
There
sorry.
you go.
I'm sly.
Okay. We're back to...
John,
oh,
I think that there's
Yeah?
a mistake on the third sentence. Invest in.
invest. You mean the word invent is wrong? That's the typo. You're right.
Okay.
But since you're here, do number 11.
Be successful in your career. Get on.
Wow. Very good. And Andre, last one.
Level of skills.
There's only one choice left.
It's
So,
match to ability.
yeah, it's got to be. That's all we've got left. Level of skill, your skill ability. Level of... I don't really like that answer, but it's the only one we've got. So it's the best choice.
Sorry,
Okay.
can you say,
Yeah.
like, for a great level of skill, like finesse?
Finesse is something... it's something like showing off, practically. He did it with finesse. It's like showing off, but it's not a negative meaning. Finesse is a positive word. But it's like something really extra. But yes, if you want to be descriptive, he was so good at his job, he was able to do it with finesse that no one else had. If you're going to be very descriptive, sure, it could work.
Okay, thanks.
But it's something very it's extra. Finesse is like... Another word was flair. Do you know that word? Flair.
No,
Yeah,
something
bottom of
new.
the page. So flair, excuse me. Flair is like, I don't know. Have you ever been? Did you ever see the movie Cocktail from 1983?
Maybe, I don't know. Like,
Tom
you know,
Cruise.
Remember the movie with what's his name, with Tom Cruise, where he plays a bartender? Remember that? And he's flipping the drinks all around. In the business, that's called flaring the drinks. Flaring. When you can do little juggling tricks. You don't need to flip the drink, but it looks good and people will give you tips. So flaring. In other words, it's something extra. So finesse and flaring are kind of similar, I'd say, in this context. Doing something with not only control and precision, but some extra touch is what I
well,
would
it's
say.
like, sorry, the way I understand finesse is like, it's not necessary to do this with finesse, but like with something that adds something beautiful, you know, like maybe like I've heard this word finesse in a hockey game, like someone was deking a lot and he could just throw the puck and score, but he made this extra deke that really looked beautiful. So they said
Absolutely.
he was with finesse.
That's right. So it's something with refinement, something a refined way of doing it. So let's actually put it on the board there. Finesse. It would be some kind of eloquence, or elegance, or refinement. Somehow you've developed your skills to an art. Finesse is like the art of doing something. So yeah, it's a good word. But it's very descriptive. In other words, you don't have to use it, but it's a good way to describe it in a more advanced way. Take a look at this. Working with a partner. We've got plenty of partners in the room. You've been asked to write a 50-word policy statement for your company about retaining staff. Use as many of the words and phrases in Part 5 as possible. You don't actually have to write it, but I'd like you to try to say it. Or, if you like, you can take a minute and prepare it on your own and then come back to class and do it. But what I'd like you to do is, let's say, using no less than 4, how about that? 4 out of those 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. No less than 4 out of 12, I think, would be a good key number to shoot for. Think about your job, think about what you have to do, and talk about, or if you can, it says write a policy statement. That means it's a little bit formal. Talk about what your company does to incentivize people to stay in the company. So, anyone want to give it a try right now, or do you want a little time to prepare? What's best?
Teacher, you want
Maybe
to
I'll
ask my
try.
sentences about these words?
I want you to take a look on the next page here. It says to write a 50-word policy statement. So in other words, imagine you have to give information to the press, or you have to put information in an annual report, right? There has to be a short statement about what you do to incentivize or motivate people to stay. For our purposes, it doesn't have to be 50 words. By the way, why am I hearing people talking? What is that? Is someone on the phone? Am I crazy, or am I hearing things?
I don't hear anything.
Okay, maybe it's me. I'm hearing people on the phone in the background. I don't know where it is. Okay, maybe it's me. No, it's not me. It's Andre. I'm going to mute you, Andre, because you're on the phone.
I think it's from Andre. Oh, okay, now
Yeah.
now it's silent. Okay.
I silenced him.
I like silence.
Okay, so you don't have to write a 50-word statement, but I would like you to try to use... Go for it.
Okay. It's a policy, yeah? No?
Take a look.
Can you show me policy? Okay. Our policy, the policy for our company about retaining staff is that we invest in our company try our best to invest in human development. We try to appoint current staff to more responsible position, and try and try to promote them, and so company's staff, or all company staff can feel get on in our company.
Feel they're getting on.
Can feel they are get on. So
Getting on.
So staff's ability. So make a maximum use of our staff's ability is a gist of our company's policy.
Gist of the company's policy. Okay, good, good. Just
Gist.
one question. When you say human development, for me that's not clear because we're all human. So I don't know if I like the word human. Can you think of another way to say that besides human development? I mean, it's the right
said
idea.
Staff development, no? Human
Oh,
development.
I heard you say. I thought you said human development.
Keywords is staff development, no? Human development.
Staff development.
No?
Okay.
I can't remember.
I thought you said human development. That's why I wasn't sure. Okay, good, good. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out of 12 that I heard. Not bad, not bad. And I like the way you summarized it, especially. So that's the gist of our company policy, because that signals to the reader that you've got a main point, summarizing. Okay, very good, very good. We're not done yet. I hear Igor, or was it Igor or Andrei? I think it was Andrei.
It was me, yes.
Ah, go for it, Andrei.
And the company that I'm working for is the superior is who tend to invest in the employees, and he spent enough money to take care about health of employees.
Right?
Yes, and also for spent enough money to buy appropriate devices for work, and he tend to appoint the best employees and take and give them extra money.
Extra money? What do you mean extra money? Do you mean a promotion? What do you mean extra? Or do you mean bonuses?
Bonus. I meant bonuses.
Ah, okay.
And that is
well, that's
from me. That is.
Sorry, go ahead. Okay, look.
That is from me.
Look at point number 2. You said he, I guess you mean the boss or the CEO. You said he takes care about health. There's a problem there. We can't take care about. So you need a different preposition, Andrei. Not take care about, but do you know what it is? Forget about. Take care of. Right. Good. Take care of health. Okay, one more thing. Andrei, does invest in always mean money? Does it always mean money?
No, not always.
Not always. Exactly. So invest in could be money, right? But it could also be human resources, meaning everything that has to do with fitting in the company, everything from promotions to recognition to incentives. It could be all of that. Invest in the staff. But you spoke mostly about the money. That's why I wanted to clarify it. So money is part of it for sure.
Yeah.
All right?
Yes.
For sure. A big part of it. Yeah, go ahead.
We have every week we have a team building exercise.
Oh, really?
Yes. It's kind of invest to human
kind of
resources.
investment. It's a kind of investment.
Kind of investment.
Right. And how do you think it's an investment in human resources? How so? I agree with you, but could you tell us how it is?
Since it's makes better connection and interaction between
Right.
other groups of employees, and encourage them to perform better.
Okay, very good. It encouraged them to perform better. Earlier today, didn't we have another word that meant the same as encourage? What was that word we used?
Encourage
Invigorates them. Look, it invigorates them. Oh, we got a great opportunity there.
Stimulate and
yeah.
Stimulate and encourages. Invigorate.
Right. It's a good word, invigorates them. So the team building exercise, if it's done right, will invigorate the staff. It will give them new energy. Encourage is the right word too. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I just remembered we had talked about a similar word before. So it's good to try to use it actively. Okay, what we're going to do here, just to finish up, now that we've got lots of vocabulary, discuss the statements below using as many words and phrases as you can from the previous two sections. Section 2 was our adjectives, and Section 5 was our noun keywords. Present your views to the rest of the class. Give examples from your own experience. Okay? Igor, could you read statement 1 for us?
It is better to persuade people over 55 to take early retirement than to make people redundant based on the length of time in the company.
All right. Using no less than, let's say, 3 vocabulary items below. No less than 3. I want you to agree, disagree, or discuss point number 1, and then we'll turn it over to the class. But you begin.
Sorry?
Using no less than 3 target vocabulary words below, such as taking early retirement, making redundant, promote, etc. No less than 3 of those. Use them actively.
Well, sorry, I understood what you wanted me to do. I just don't really understand the first statement.
First statement was discuss the statement.
No, I don't understand what this statement means. Don't completely understand.
Oh, but which part? Which part is confusing?
Make people redundant based on length of time in the company. Redundant,
right?
Like they are not needed or something like that.
Right. If they're redundant, they are fired. So make redundant means you fire someone because the company is getting too big, which is happening.
So it's basically about that if you have people who are over 55, so don't generate additional redundant employees, it's better to make them just retire and hire somebody.
What happens a lot.
Yeah, and hire somebody who is younger or something like that.
That's what the statement says. We should force them to retire. It says persuade, but we know what that means in reality. Persuade is you get a check and they say goodbye. That's what persuade means. You don't really have a choice to retire when you're made redundant. In fact, you have no choice. You can take them to court, but generally you're not given a choice. You're told to do it. So they're being polite here. It's better to persuade people to retire. Early retirement means they're going to get less money from the government, but you'll probably give them a special bonus as an incentive to go away. Right, that's it. That's it. And the parachute might not be all that golden either, but anyway. So discuss that statement using as many of the target vocabulary words as you can.
Okay.
Give us your opinion.
I think this statement can be true in terms of staff development. So, like, I think maybe people who are over 55, they can lose their ability to perform their job really well. But, you know, in this case, we can just redeploy them for some kind of a job that is much easier to perform. So those old people can just get on with their lives and get on with their work. And for key vacancies, you can just hire younger people. So there is no problem there. Or maybe even if a person who is 55 and is still able to perform their job really well, then you can just as well promote them for being so passionate and so skillful at their work. So I think everyone who is over 55 have a lot of experience at their line of work.
Okay. It sounds good in theory. Class, what do you think? What do you think about Igor's proposal? Basically, he's in favor of keeping them, not having early retirement. He's in favor of keeping them. That's what it sounds like, Igor. You're more in favor of keeping them. Class, what do you think?
I think yes, I agree with Igor's suggestion. Yes, elder people who have worked in the company for a long time have plenty of experience for their job. It is quite normal. I think it is very important to make use of their ability for a company even after retirement.
Okay, so you're in favor because they have experience, that
Yes.
valuable experience. All right?
It's
Here's a
a valuable.
question. Right. They're an asset. They're an asset to the company.
Yes, it's an asset. Yes, we can consider it an asset, a precious asset of our company.
We would hope so. Now, the problem is that because they've been with the company so long, they are expensive. Because their salary has gone to the highest point, they have benefits, they have dental plans, they have health plans, and new employees don't have any of those things. So that's where the problem is.
Yes,
How can
I recognize such a problem. So now many Japanese company offer an option to retiring worker, retiring staff. They can select whether they'll quit or they'll continue their job with lower salary.
Really?
Yes. And
Wow.
Japanese is well known as a diligent worker. So many elder people prefer to continue their job even with lower salary.
Sounds totally humiliating to me.
Yes, it's a kind of
humiliating.
humiliation of humankind, but
Jeez.
human being.
Oh my God.
But Japanese,
Well-
Japanese all love to work,
I think, teacher,
except me.
Except you.
Mm.
Andre?
yes, teacher.
I-
I wanted to say that is, in my opinion, it would be better if the decision would base it on the election, on the just election of employees.
Election. That would mean that it's a democracy.
Votes of employees. If the employee should be retired or redundant, or became on the company.
Wait. You mean election by the other employees, like your peers? Or do you mean, I don't understand who's voting. Who would be voting? The staff?
All employees, staffs,
Are you-
all employees.
Oh my God, that I couldn't think of a worse possible situation. Why would you want that? That means everyone who's got any kind of, they're all going to elect to get you out. You're the competition. That would be, don't you think that would be so unfair? Don't you think?
Why? I think it would be fair. Pretty fair.
Well, if I had to vote for you, I would vote you out so that I could have your position. Even if I thought you were better than me, I'd get rid of you. It seems horrible. Well, if you get a good company where everyone really has respect for each other, then it would work. But I don't know. Could work. Could work. Maybe at the Googleplex or something. I think the point is, if the company is healthy and everyone is well compensated and everyone has respect for each other, it sounds great. But I think the problem is, in reality, it doesn't always work out that way. There's other interests involved. But it could work, could work. Well, Andrei, actually, we're at the end of the hour here. Now we've got to stop. Look, here's the plan. I want to give you a chance to do some work with this vocabulary, so I have a homework to send you. And I would like to encourage you to write your 50-word policy statement using the target vocabulary as well. So I've got the homework prepared. I just have to send it. But I'd like you to take a look at this slide, page 12, and consider sending me this so I can correct your writing, because this is really good practice. All right? So keep that in mind. We're going to move on to key expressions tomorrow in the business communications skills section. So we're going to be going forward with the unit. And specifically, let me just, we'll be negotiating buying and selling. I think that's what it is. We're doing a negotiation meeting of buying and selling. That's I don't have it in front of me, so I can't tell you exactly what it is. But it's a negotiation meeting based on employees and retaining staff. So it's still in the same context. All right. We're going to stop here. I'll be back for great afterwards. So that's it for now, everyone. Have a great day.
Okay.
Thanks.
Your voice is cutting up.
Oh,
Thank
sorry.
you, teacher.
Okay.
My computer froze. I'm sorry. See you tomorrow at 9 and at 10 for this class. Bye for now, everyone.
Bye for now.